Welcome back, clever people. My name is Chad Bradle, and today I'm going to show you how you can level the plane of your glass that came with your CR-10. Now, like many of us, including myself, your glass probably is bowed. Alright, so let's get into it. The first thing I did was I took the glass off of the bed. I got that out of the way because I wanted to know if the aluminum plate itself had any bows in it or defects or what have you. What I did was I took a metal ruler that I knew was straight, and then using a flashlight I just set it down in different spots and coasted the flashlight on the backside and looked to see if I could see light penetrating underneath of it, and that told me if there was a dip or a bow or anything like that. With mine, I noticed along the edges it actually did bow down a little bit, and even in the center in a couple spots I could see light passing under it. Now you can expect the aluminum to actually probably warp slightly potentially when the bed is heated, but that's kind of out of our control. It's not safe to heat up a bed while you're handling it, so I wouldn't recommend that. What you're going to end up needing is you're going to want to get like a dry eraser marker or some type of washable marker so you can mark on your glass. You should try to identify which side of your glass is bowing up or down. For this, you're going to want to have your bowed side down. That way we can squeeze down the edges and then bring up the middle. What you're going to do is take that metal ruler and then from front to back set it down, and then using a piece of paper just glide it against the bottom edge all the way from one end to the other, and just keep doing that. And every time the paper breaks underneath your ruler, use your marker and just mark a little spot on the glass at the point it enters underneath and at the point it starts getting caught. Keep doing that all the way in the X direction and in the Y direction, and then kind of draw a couple lines into each other, and that tells you the gap that it is dipping into. And when you're done, you're going to end up having a bunch of spots that's going to give you kind of an outline of where your problem area is. From there, you can say, all right, I'm going to draw some lines right through, and this is the area I need to focus on in bringing it up because it is dipping down now. This would be a good time to use your marker, and on the reverse side of the glass at your home location put a black dot, and I would use a permanent marker for this. And then whenever you set the plate down, you'll always know that that corner belongs in that spot, and then you can never orientate it the wrong way and have to start the whole process over again. But now that you have your glass marked in the points that are dipping, go ahead and just kind of pull your glass plate back a little bit, put a couple dots on the aluminum at each end, and then you'll know where to run your strips of tape. I would start with one layer of tape and then re-secure the glass back on top. After you've done that, go ahead, take your metal ruler and do exactly what you did before. Take your piece of paper and run it along the bottom to see at what point your paper goes through. And what you should start to notice is that your paper either won't go through, or it will probably start breaking through more towards the center, and that's what you want. You want to bring that center back up at the same level as the edges. And from there, essentially repeat the process until you're able to take your piece of paper and run it in both the X direction and the Y direction, and it doesn't go under, or for the most part doesn't go under in the main zone where you'll be printing. Now, I found even after I shot the portions of video that I did, I had to go back and do a little bit more leveling and adjusting with tape on my heat bed, and I actually had to bring up the front a little bit, and that helped level out a couple problem areas I had. And that is due to the fact that like I mentioned before, I was using the tape to secure the corners down, but after I used the clips, it kind of changed the dynamic of how the glass was resting against the aluminum plate. The one thing is that the very front edge of my glass For whatever reason, it's still a little lower, but the area that it dips down is theoretically almost right in my clip zone, so I'm not going to be printing there anyways. I had about 4 layers of tape doing the center stretches, and I kind of tapered those in. So I had 3 or 4 on the bottom, and then a few more on top of that, and a couple more, and then ultimately just one right straight down the center. But now that I got that all done, the glass is much flatter than it was when I received it. So hopefully I was able to help you out with this. I am trying out the classic mirror replacement, as well as I'll be testing some different ways to get adhesion to your build surface so that your prints don't peel, and I'm going to be sharing those results with you as well. So please stay tuned if you want to check those out. But thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. It helps me out a ton. And if you would like, check out my Facebook, Twitter, and Patreon. And until next time, my name's Chad Bradle, and remember, if you're going to make something, make it clever. Thanks and take care.